First of all, beautiful playing. I just want you to know that one of the pleasures in life is coming here and working with people like this. Yeah. I don't have any general comments to make. I think we should just use the time and look at some things. Sometimes we don't know, however, on stage what it really sounds like. This is something that came up earlier with Hannah, who's playing later. And we spent a little time, and I didn't get to hear you here before. Just, Solomon, be careful. Out there, the left hand needs to be a little bit clearer than that. All the interplay between it doesn't sound as forward and present as I think it needs to be. It may seem to you here, but out there it doesn't. But these are things we don't always know on stage. That's why it's always good to have an opportunity to get a little feedback from somebody that you can trust. I hope you can trust me. Please say you do. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I would say, curiously enough, Aaron, given that he continues the main voice, even when you come in with the F sharp, and you play with such a beautiful sound, but I still should be listening to him in a way more as the principal voice. So I think, curiously enough, we always think that we need to do something there. I think the register itself gives, let's say, the presence that's needed. Let's see. I mean, but I would say, in any case, you don't want to do anything that takes away from the attention there. You're a supporting voice still at that point. Let's try from the beginning. Solomon, I'd like to say one thing. Whatever you do with the 16ths, I think it should be evident from the beginning that we're talking about larger groupings in terms of quarter beats. I'm a little bit overly, let's say, drawn to da-dee, da-dee. If there's a way for you to play those 16ths, that you give me the group and the sense of what the overall pulse is, even from the outset. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But I think you can still sing the right hand though. So I think obviously if we're going to talk about the difference between the first and second beat, you know, the general rule is the second beat is the weaker of the two. But there's still the profile of the theme. I think that should come through. Right now I feel a little bit like you're sort of, let's say, shying away from the second beat. We need to hear that rise to the, you know, okay? Yeah, Aaron, just be careful. Beautiful. But it's kind of like, okay, does that fine? Now I'm going to play the way I want to play. So you did nice, juicy A, you know. I think maybe keep that throughout, you know. Try to establish it that at this moment is what the hierarchy is. Okay? Let's start from the beginning once more, okay? You can still vibrate if you like. I know, you're thinking, like, so just make up your mind, right? No. It's not about vibrating or not. It's about, obviously, what type of vibrato and what it should be saying. It's just that before you did that, it was beautiful, and then you went to the, oh, and it was nice, you know, juicy vibrato, which is fine, but I think it still needs to keep that sense of this is, at this moment, a secondary voice, and it's sort of giving plenty of space to the piano. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay, Aaron? I know I'm getting picky here, but obviously all these things depend on little details and small factors. because of the bow speed that you're using now, which is rather on the slower side, it gives a kind of sort of sadder, more depressed outlook as to what that is. And I don't think that's in this music here, right? It's free, it's open, it's not big, but it's not burdened, right? It's open. Let's try that one more time. Serenity. Beautiful. Now, that's a possible fingering. Have you ever tried anything else? Let's see. Let's do from the B. Okay, let me add just a little something there. But starting on the A string. But another fingering. Yeah, that's it. And then what you do after that, that's what I'm interested in. Of course. You know what I'm getting at. Let's see.
So just from 8.
That's fine. I would have thought there's something about this back and forth business. It doesn't, for me, playing it, doesn't quite give. Yeah, I think so.
Actually, I'm supposed to be up there.
Okay, here. Just a thought, Aaron. The old-fashioned fingering. Please do it for me. And you'll also be doing it for Paul and Miriam and Kim and all of us. And then after that, you don't have to do it. You know, you just try. No. 3/3. Yes, sir. Yes. And yeah, up on the D string. Okay. Yeah. How about 1/1?
Sorry, yeah.
No sorries.
Just right on the thing.
Okay, one more time, then we go on, and now play it like you own that fingering. No, but you will. You will, and you'll thank me for it too. Let's start at the F sharp. Up. Beautiful. You did your version of it, which is also possible. But the point is, I think, coloristically speaking, there's something more, let's say, dreamlike and sort of suggestive about this than sort of out in the open. But, you know, there's never one way. And you did both beautifully, so you'll see yourself. Here. You're starting a sequence. When you play that A, can something special happen to give me the sense that we're going in another direction? Do you know what I mean? That one. That A. No.
Yes.
But we need to back up a little. Can you do
I'll do it this time.
That's fine.
11.
That was one way. I would have thought something more intimate and more the sense that you don't know what it is yet. Not something definite.
Okay.
Like you're just starting to find where this music is going. I mean, this is not a slow movement, right? He only he wrote 5 sonatas for us, and he wrote 1 slow movement. That's in the 5th sonata, right? This is not a slow movement, it's an introduction. So it has an introductory quality in the sense that it's searching for something, right? And we talked earlier about the transition. You know, the question about the transition. I think in a certain sense, it's already happening here. You know, this is not a statement of something, it's a transition to something. Yeah. Okay, let's do that again and we'll go on. Aaron, my question is that D, should it be in movement, in sound? I'm not sure why it expands there. Is it the long D? Is that a desire of yours for it to move inside it?
I'm just trying to follow his chromatic.
I just feel like the integrity of your line is more important than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think his harmonic changes as a listener, it gives us what we need. I'm not sure you should reflect that. Let's see what you think yourself. Let's do ta-da-dee-da-dum, ta-da-dee-da-dum. He wrote the crescendo for you. You don't need to make it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? The B sharp serves that function. By the way you played the D, beautiful. It was pure, had class. That's more to my liking. And I didn't miss anything because he provided it. But there was a purity about it. And in fact, your line changes after that. I think that's important. Can we do from the D and then go on? And I think you played the B sharp as it should be played, but you still felt you needed to lead it into the C sharp. I think he did that for you already. Do you know what I mean? It's written in. That's from the D, that famous D. was just beating time. I wasn't stopping you. That's super. Dee-da-da-da. They pay much too much attention to what I say. Dee-da-da.
I'm here to serve.
Yeah. I think we're being too nice to each other here. So they know what the real lessons are like, you know, with the yelling and screaming and, you know. Dee-da-da.
Right on it.
Yeah, or before if you like. It's whatever you prefer.
Just right.
Now, I think, Aaron, the D string is a possible fingering. The trouble is, and it's especially clear when you're out there, it loses distinction and clarity, which, of course, is not the reason why you do it. It's some type of, not coloristic idea, but I mean the way to develop the theme throughout, go to the A string. I get that. But we still need rhythm there. And I think if we lose that, we lose something that's too important. But I think D string is possible. But then it means you have to really articulate with the left hand and be very sure about how you deal with the bow in terms of the articulation of the short notes. So that still has a distinction. You know, the D string is a choice for you, but we still need that. Let's start at Dee-da-dum. Just to be careful that you want to launch his scale, but you know, because of the open A, which is perfectly fine, just to remember that it already has a very sort of bold quality about it. It sounds a little bit interruptive. It should actually serve to give flight to his scale. Can we do from the second part of the theme where you reiterate? Yes, sorry, I'm doing this. Bass line. Yeah. Salma, let's look at your theme. Let's look at your theme. Okay, so you're in a different register than we were, and he's got a low A. So maybe you should actually take flight. You're going into space. His version was, I don't know what animal's playing that, but on the ground. You're a bird in the air. Okay? We need the A. Yeah, now, could we group that? Yeah, we just need more presence in the A because that helps to give the sense that he's flying and there's the sense of, you know, the earth still here. Maybe you can group that not in a square way, but in terms of the pitch relationships. I think that, you know what I mean. Let's do from the A. But they're separate notes. You're playing them a little bit like, you know they're separate, but it's a separate bowing. But I think what Beethoven, in my opinion, what Beethoven means by that is these are separate impulses, yeah. You know? And that sounds a little too close to legato. Okay. Yeah. Now, in the next section, when you play ya-ta-ta-ta-ta, we always want to sort of finish in a more, let's say, rounded way because we don't like to play ta-ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. That seems too unfinished, so we do ta-ta-tam, ta-tam. And what that does is it obscures the conversational aspect. So I think, Solomon, you can be very clear. Ya-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And then, Aaron, don't linger into his part of the conversation, okay? Where can we start? Dee-dum, where the cello has that, and the scales, right? Dum da 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 dum. Solomon? Sounds nice, but it sounds a little bit like you're tickling. You know? It's Beethoven. I don't know if Beethoven likes to be tickled. You know what I mean? He's like me, a tough guy. Yes. Good. So it really has a sense of the bar, in spite of the fact that it could be, but I don't think we should hear that. I hear a little bit of that. Up or down. There's a little bit of an extra impulse in the middle of the figure. I hear which means another way of saying it is make sure the E is enough, has enough in it so the D sharp can come out of it. I'll shut up, because every time I do something, you stop. It's all right. He's like the lead singer and you're the choir. You know, it's not accompanimental. It's sort of call and response. You know? I still think in the end, down bow's better, but anyway. Okay, let's do that one more time, down bow. This is different. Yeah, I think Aaron, the decoration shouldn't obscure the basic rhythm we're talking about. So I would think the decoration should come later, so we hear. I hear now. 4/16 to ace. And I think it's close to that, but the first note needs to be long enough so we understand the rhythm. Can we do the third? Yes. Tempo. Yeah. Aaron, try not to lose his left hand. Can you do the scales? Or the three notes before, whatever you like. Dum bum. Yeah. I do the same thing. I get to the third beat too early, so do you. You have to think of the inner beats that we don't necessarily pay attention to. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So try to subdivide it in your mind. Don't accent it with the bow, but subdivide it in your mind. This movement is obviously in 2, but it's an à la brève. It's not 2/2. It's 4/4 à la brève. So there is some presence of the quarter, right? It's not completely in 2. It's not. So we shouldn't lose the quarter. That's why I asked you to think about his left hand. Okay, let's try that. Yeah. Beautiful. Left hand. Left. same thing with the decoration. La da da da, da 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 da. Otherwise, say da 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 da. It sounds like 4/16. And I think in our mind we can think threes. I would suggest the next thing on the D string.
Just the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense to start from there and then go back up to the A string. Let's skip to because I know we have almost no time now. Yes, the minor. Okay? You can feel the quarters, but he writes the slur, so I think we have to feel this overlying pulse for the bar. Let's try there. Then it divides. Yeah, Aaron, you can be more insistent on the fact that he divides the bar. Okay? I just yelled at. I didn't mean to. It's impossible. Yeah, that's good. 81? 81. Can you be more threatening with the bass? Yum, bum, bum. As if it's a kind of signal that something's going to happen. Aaron? Yeah, I think you can actually make a little bit more of that yum bum 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 bum, more rambunctious.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do yum la la la. Yes. Yes.
89.
The chord. Yeah. I'm not sure about ta ya ta 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 ta. I'm not sure about that. Ta ya ta 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 ta. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound completely kosher to me. Yum ta 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 tum. Yum ta 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 tum. You know. Otherwise, it sounds a little mannered. Ta ta ya ta 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 ta. Yeah. Half bars. La 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 la. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good, great. Yeah, I did that just because that's what we need to hear. That exchange. Can we just do the ending? My favorite part of the whole piece. I think we need to feel this. This is you, this is you, this is you, and then you give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then the greatest solo in the literature, right there. Let's do this. So this is bar 184. He's thematic, and then you take it over. Da 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 ti da 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 di da 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 la pa bi da pa. Okay, just so we know that we hear that. Let's do all that again. You look concerned. That music is not concerned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This music is reaching to the stars. Okay? Can we do bar 193. And tari. You can play it absolutely in tempo, Solomon. All I'm saying is, and I think Mr. Beethoven too, you don't have to. But then do what you want, okay? And Aaron, I personally would stay on the G string because it's more touching there. Same with grouping. Okay, one more time.
Sorry.
In my opinion, the difference in dynamic is minimal, but the timing will help. Like you just added instruments. You have to give a cue, they're going to come in, it's got to be together. You know what I mean? La 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 la. Beethoven writes a slur over the whole thing. I'm thinking we should not bring out not on the bar line, somewhere else, just so that we hear the succession of pitches. We're not going to lose we're not. What we might lose is that's what we, in terms of bowing. I never really think where I'm going to change the bow. I just change it when I'm there. You know what I mean? Because I'm not thinking of any particular grouping, just not give the 4 every time. Let's do fortissimo. And try to keep it powerful even on the D string. Yes, and Aaron, not that I'm into visual things, as you know I'm not, but this needs to smile. Do you know what I mean? In terms of what we do here, if we think, dee-da, that can't possibly give the sound that we're looking for and the expression. I would like to know, I would just like to make, what we're talking about is something that you hear, not something that you see. That's important here. So just so you know, you heard the difference. And that's not because of the face he made for you, it's because of the face he made for him. But he didn't make a face. He's thinking something else. That's what came out. So that's important to say. You know what I mean? Ta 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 ta.